Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're decoding the real secrets of personal finance for your 20s and 30s so you can avoid some massive wealth destroying traps. You see, your 20s aren't really about being some stock picking genius. They're about building the habits and frameworks that allow time to work with you instead of against you. So, let's kick things off with a pretty shocking reality check. Imagine a young professional. Let's say he's 25 years old. He did everything society told him to do. He worked hard, landed the good job, and decided, you know what? He deserved a reward. So he went out and bought his $35,000 dream car. It felt like absolute success. But what did that car actually cost him? The answer? $1.5 million. I know, no way, right? But seriously, that $35,000 car actually cost him $1.5 million in lost retirement savings. By the time he hit 30, he realized that one single decision had quietly stolen a massive fortune from his future. It perfectly illustrates just how huge of an impact our early financial decisions really have. This hits the nail on the head regarding opportunity cost. It's not just about the cash you drop today, it's about what that money could have grown into if you'd invested it. Think about it. If our 25-year-old had invested that initial 35 grand in a simple index fund with a 10% average annual return, instead of handing it over to a dealership, well, compound interest would have turned it into 1.5 million bucks by age 65. To make sure you completely dodge that trap, this explainer is going to walk you through a clear, actionable roadmap. We'll be covering the cost of status, building your safety net, mastering your credit, the sheer power of early compounding, and finally, the great rent versus buy debate. All right, let's dive into Section 1, the cost of status and how to avoid the lifestyle creep trap. The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the difference between an asset and a liability. While an asset literally puts money into your pocket, a depreciating car is just a liability dressed up as a reward. It's taking money out of your pocket every single month through loan payments, premium insurance, gas, and repairs. Our 25-year-old was bleeding hundreds of dollars a month to own an item that lost 20% of its value the absolute second he drove it off the lot. And that right there is the essence of lifestyle creep. You know how it goes. Your salary grows, and suddenly you get the urge to upgrade your life, mostly just to signal your status to others. But doing that can completely wipe out your ability to build a surplus. Your income goes up, sure, but your net worth, it stays completely flat. Real wealth builds silently over time, and honestly, its greatest advantage is that it doesn't need to be visible. Moving right along to Section 2, building your safety net, where we stop the bleeding and protect your future. It is so true that money touches literally everything in our lives. It dictates your weekend plans, your big future goals, and definitely your daily stress levels. Having a simple, rock-solid financial foundation is what lowers that chronic stress and actually supports your future opportunities when you really need them. So, how do we build that defense? Step 1. Stash away 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Being young doesn't magically make you immune to emergencies. It just means those emergencies usually look like a used car breaking down or a surprise dental bill. An emergency fund protects your investments from being liquidated. Steps 2 and 3, buy term life and health insurance. And please, keep your insurance and your investments completely separate. Insurance is for risk protection, period, not wealth creation. Okay, Section 3, mastering your credit, or what we can call the invisible scorecard. We are going to rapid fire through these essential credit rules because your 20s are the absolute easiest decade to build credit, but man, they are also the easiest time to wreck it. Keep your oldest card open to maintain your account age, keep your utilization, which is the amount you borrow compared to your limit, under 30%, never ever miss a payment by 30 days because that mistake stays on your report for a brutal 7 years, and space out your applications so you don't look desperate for cash to lenders. Now, I really want to shatter the single most expensive myth in personal finance right now. A lot of young adults are told that carrying a small balance somehow helps their credit score. That is 100% false. Carrying a balance does absolutely nothing to boost your score. It only enriches the credit card companies by charging you a borderline absurd 24% in interest. So pay your statement in full every single month. Let's transition to playing some offense with Section 4, the power of early compounding, because time really is your greatest asset. If your employer offers a 401k match, this is exactly how the math works out. Let's say you're making $72,000 a year. If you contribute just 6% of your salary, which is $4,320, your employer kicks in an additional 50% of that. That is $2,160 of literally free money added to your account every single year. If you aren't contributing enough to get that full match, you are leaving thousands of dollars sitting on the table. And why do you need to jump on this right now? Well, the numbers absolutely scream the cost of delay. If you invest a single $1,000 at age 18, it grows to $120,000 by age 65. But if you wait just 4 years until age 22, that exact same $1,000 only grows to about $80,000. Think about that. Waiting just 4 years costs you nearly $40,000. Time in the market always beats timing the market. Ultimately, wealth creation isn't about being some Wall Street genius, and you definitely don't need to treat the equity markets like a casino. It's really just about not being careless for long periods. You just need to continuously buy diverse assets, avoid the obvious mistakes, and let time do all the heavy lifting for 15 to 20 years. Finally, let's tackle the ultimate boss of young adulthood in Section 5, the rent versus buy debate, and relieving that intense societal pressure. Society pushes us so hard to buy, but you know what? Neither path is universally right or wrong. Renting gives you maximum flexibility and literally zero maintenance costs. It is not throwing money away, provided you actually take the money you saved on a down payment and invest it elsewhere. Buying, on the other hand, offers forced equity building and predictable fixed payments, but it comes with sky-high upfront costs, full maintenance responsibility, and it totally ties up your cash. To figure out what actually makes sense for you, you gotta use the 5% rule. This is a real game changer because it takes all the emotion right out of the decision. You simply multiply a home's purchase price by 5%. That number factors in all the unrecoverable costs, property taxes, maintenance, and the opportunity cost of your down payment. If you can rent a comparable home for less than that annual amount, renting is mathematically the much stronger choice for your net worth. Now, if the math actually does point toward buying, hold on a second. Before you even think about firing up Zillow, make sure you can check off these fundamental readiness rules. You need to plan on staying in the home for 5 to 7 years at a minimum, just to break even on the closing costs. Your housing costs shouldn't exceed 28% of your gross income, and this is critical, you must have that 3 to 6 month emergency fund fully intact after you pay your down payment and closing costs. We do not want to instantly become house poor. At the end of the day, mastering your finances isn't about making one genius overnight move. Think back to our 25-year-old from the beginning. You don't have to swear off having a car entirely. You just need to prioritize your foundation first. Build that emergency fund. Get the full employer match. Pay off the credit card. Drive the reliable used car while you build your investments. Just repeating those small, positive behaviors over a long period of time. I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on the next time you tap your card or apply for a loan. Are your current financial decisions building your future freedom, or are they quietly building the bank's wealth, the dealership's wealth, and the credit card company's wealth? Take control of your money today, build your foundation first, and I promise you, your future self will absolutely thank you.